The Tigers went to Colonial Williamsburg, and they didn't go there to sightsee. The Tiger Football Report, brought to you by the Green Turtle, starts now. Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose. And Coach, the Tigers traveled down to Williamsburg this past weekend. Another big game. The way you guys have to look at things is every week is elimination week, or every week is a playoff game. This was certainly one of them, and you guys came out on a raw, windy day and took it right to the Tribe. And that had to make you feel good because your team, at times this year, has started a little slowly.
Yeah, we've done some things in practice a little bit different. If you notice, the last couple of weeks, we've really come out on fire against everyone that we played. I had great concerns about playing William & Mary. They played Rhode Island the week before. They're coming on. They played Richmond before that. They're a couple games in a row. Some really big quality wins within our league, but they had run the ball all over Rhode Island, and Rhode Island's known for being pretty stingy on defense and being very, very physical, and having an explosive offense. And they D'd them up really good. So it looked like a team that has been building and was on fire. And we knew we had our hands full. We were going down there. We knew the weather was going to be bad. And it was senior day for them. It was going to be an emotional day for them. So we said it was important that we start fast. It was important that we try to control their run game, make them a little more one-dimensional offensively, and that we had to be able to run the ball and control the clock and keep the ball out of their dynamic kids' hands.
Well, you certainly did that because in the first half you had 299 yards of offense. You had 155 yards in the first quarter. You had 144 yards in the second quarter. And I think the time of possession at halftime was like 22-8. You had a 24-3 lead. And you totally shut down their offense running the football, which had to make their quarterback throw the ball, which he's not exactly proficient at. So you dictated the game, which makes you happy.
Makes me happy to win the game. I don't care if I dictate or not. No, it's the things that we talked about that we knew would play into our favor were just that. And if they don't have the ball, they can't score points. I don't want to make it too simple. And if we can get up on them, we're going to force them to come from behind, which is going to make them throw a little bit more, which takes them out of their comfort zone. So kids worked really hard. The staff put together a really good plan, and we executed really well. I'd say that's probably 3/4 of some of the best football we had played against a quality opponent. I was real pleased with how we finished. I thought we could finish a little bit better. But the goal is to get the win. That's the number one stat that matters. And we achieved the goal.
Yidi Thayenrat, he has been scoring touchdowns at a pace that only Terrence West has seen before at Towson. But this past week, he did more than just score touchdowns. Ran for 158 yards. He was named the CAA Offensive Player of the Week. And this is a kid that you've been saying all year long, he just loves to play football. He doesn't care where you put him, what he does. He just wants to play. And he's making defensive players pay now because he runs over them.
When Terrence was here, when Darius was here, we had conversations about whenever you get to the second level, the first time that happens, you are not allowed to make a guy miss. I mandated that they would go run him over. And there was a mentality that was going to pervade throughout the entire game, that we were going to be a physical ball club and we were going to make you pay for trying to tackle us. When Darius left, we kind of missed that, and we had dynamic, we could spread the ball around, but we missed that attitude, and that attitude is carried over on both sides of the ball. That we're blocking well up front, we're making holes for our guys to run through, but when it gets to the point of contact, we're just being more physical at the point of contact, and it changes our guys. They get all juiced up because guys are playing hard, hitting hard. The defense is like, if the offense can do this, we can do this. Special teams guys are going, don't leave us out, we're in. and we're playing a very, very solid physical brand of football in the month of November, which is what you want to do.
Well, you talked early in the season that your offensive line was talented, but they needed reps together. Now they've gotten those reps together, which we're starting to see the fruits of their labor.
They really have. The continuity of it. You can have 5 of the most talented offensive linemen on the planet, but unless they know how to work together, they're not going to be anywhere near as good as they can be. And the more these guys are together, on and off the field, they talk to each other, they finish each other's sentences. You don't want to hear all the things that they say because it's a little offensive line insane. All you O-line guys know what I'm talking about. But that continuity is showing up on Saturday. That the number of mistakes we make are minimal. We might get beat physically every now and then by a guy, but as far as schematic, we don't really make those mistakes anymore. We're too dialed in, and the guy next to me is too dialed in to me for me to make a mistake. So it's really been a great evolution process of that group, and the exciting part is it returns.
I have watched Towson football for too many years to mention. I am seeing on the sideline something I have never seen before. I have never seen a group of players get so excited on the sidelines as this team has this year. What's that all about?
In the process, you call it adversity.
I mean, you're facing the field. They're behind you.
I know. No, it's planned. It's talked about. It's planned. A bunch of young guys were counting on a bunch of old guys to play well for them until it was their time to step up. And those guys were going to lead these young guys, and those guys were going to tell us how we should be. And all those guys got knocked out. And then we were left with a whole bevy of younger players who had to step up. And we talked about supporting each other and being proud of each other and helping each other with juice, with energy. And basically, I kind of got in them. And I'm like, if you're not excited to play and support your team, why are you here? And we decided that we were going to change who we are, that we were going to support our team. The whole team was going to support the 11 players on the field. And that was going to make a difference. And we started doing it. And once we started doing it, they love it. The guys on the field love it. The guys on the sideline are into the game. They're not fans watching the game. They're involved. They're personally invested in the outcome of each and every player's success. Who doesn't want to play on a team like that? I want to play on a team like that. And I'm sitting there turning, like, it's awful quiet back here. And they just go nuts. And the more the game, when the deeper it goes, third downs are insane, kickoffs are insane. And God help us when we start getting physical. Because the volume on our side, I had to tell them to shut up so I can call play once. Like, I love it, and I love it. We have an entire team that's invested in the entire team. And in this day and age, it doesn't happen a lot.
Well, the Tigers are going to see their sideline hopefully explode many times at Johnny Unitas Stadium this Saturday. And if you're out there, just watch this bench. I mean, just watch them. They're going nuts on the sideline. It's great to watch. So the Tigers will take on Elon this Saturday at Johnny Unitas Stadium. Tune in later this week on TowsonTigers.com when the coach and I will talk about the game against the Phoenix. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I remembered, Tiger Football Report. Thanks for tuning in. As always, go Tigers.